This episode brought to you by
Audible.
audibletrial.com
For your ear squares.
For your ear squares? No.
Balls wasn't funny anymore. So we
Balls
decided
like testicles, not balls like, what do we, or
Actually,
eyeballs.
this actually drops before we decided that earballs isn't funny anymore.
Oh,
so
shit.
This episode still exists in a universe where earballs is hilarious.
So this episode is definitely brought to you by Earball, audibletrial.com/horror virgin. Check it out, guys.
Please don't drop
And
us.
for your book recommendation.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, if you have been watching the Pet Cemetery trailer, oh my gosh, it looks so scary.
Just on a loop, just only watching the Pet Cemetery trailer.
Yeah, that is-
eyes like robot chicken did open so you can't close them.
If you went to New Halloween, you saw the trailer for the new Pet Cemetery
And that
adaptation.
truck scared the fuck out of you.
Oh.
You jumped and everyone laughed at you because you're me.
Why? Yeah, I know. I don't know why you're saying you, because that is exactly what Todd did,
I hate you
scared
guys.
at the truck, which is a good scene to be scared of. Hey, read that book. Michael C. Hall, also known as Dexter, reads it. And honestly, I haven't read the audiobook or listened to it because I'm too scared, because I've read that book over and over again and it terrifies me. I think it is Stephen King's scariest book. Read
And
it.
now you can have Dexter read it to you.
Exactly.
audibletrial.com.
I think he stands right behind you with his duct tape and his plastic wrap while he reads it too.
audibletrial.com/horror virgin gets you 30 days free in a book to get you started. Make that book Pet Cemetery. You'll be glad you did. And complain to Jen if you're not glad you did.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, enjoy Grave Encounters.
Woo!
I'm sure I hated it.
The graviest of the encounters.
There's no virgins here because it sounds like everybody got fucked.
Welcome to the Horror Virgin, everybody.
All right. Oh, my God.
I'm Jen.
Oh, my God. Ugh. I'm Todd the Virgin. We have a special guest today, Michael.
Hi.
Is it? I'm going to call you Mikey because I've known you a very long time as Mikey.
You guys can call me whatever you want. You
All
brought
right.
me on.
Fisty or shitbox? Which do you prefer?
If you haven't listened to the Saw episode, guys, you're missing that joke.
Right.
I picked out a movie.
Yeah,
You invited me on, and then you tried to make me watch Your Next. I said, no, fuck that movie.
That movie is great.
That movie is good, but I said, I really want to scare the shit out of Todd.
It worked.
Mission accomplished. I'm trying not to cuss at you
It
yet.
didn't even work like I wanted it because I picked this movie because it's like not scary for half the movie. And I wanted you to like get into a false sense
I would
of-
disagree with what you just said.
You were scared by minute 4.
Yeah.
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 Somebody breathed into a camera and then wiped it off, and it scared the shit out of Todd.
Like a
And that's when he made us turn the lights on.
Lance Preston's like, welcome to Grave Encounters. He's like, fuck this film. You guys.
It's like, I can't do this,
But I
guys.
have a
Can't do
thing
it.
for found footage stuff because like the one movie I saw in a theater before I swore off horror movies altogether was
Was
the
it
Blair
a
Witch
date?
Project. I mean, I would probably call it a date. She probably wouldn't.
You just sit next to her at the movie?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know who she was. No. We were the only two people in there. I just got right up next to her.
All right.
Hey, you want some popcorn? Get away from me. And then I
She
found
kept
out.
moving down.
Yeah, and then we-
movie's hella scary.
We kept sitting, and then I walked out and I was like, "Hey, that chick who's in there is pretty cute, right?" And she goes, "That chick's been dead for 10 years." No, she's a real person. We're friends on Facebook. You guys are. I hated this movie so much.
Oh, yeah. Listeners, Todd was terrified.
You motherfuckers posted some video and pictures of me on social.
Uh-huh.
You guys are dicks.
And I have a delightful little story to tell also, because Todd drank about 2 Diet Dr. Peppers and had to pee real bad.
Oh my God!
And was
Why?
afraid to go downstairs.
Yeah, this is actually the 9th time we started recording because 5 minutes in he'd be like, I have to pee, guys.
I know. Yeah, but he was too
I hate
afraid
you
to go
guys
down.
so much.
So finally we convinced him, because I'm going to make him pee with laughter because I'm the funny one. So we finally convinced him to
that's
go
not
down
true.
to the bathroom. You better not edit that out, motherfucker. So,
He didn't want me to come downstairs.
No,
it
he
had to
didn't.
be Jen.
in order to get him to go to
That's
the
not
bathroom.
true at all either. I would have gone with either of you guys.
Preferably both, probably.
Yeah.
So
I honestly trust Jen more than you because you're a bad person that made me watch this fucking movie.
This is a fun movie. Jen
So since-
really enjoyed this movie.
Since
I
you're going to
did.
sell me out, Jen, I had Jen check the bathroom, move the shower
he
curtain
made
all the
me
way
look
over.
behind the door, and
It's
then he goes,
a
"No,
Thomas the
check there.
Tank
Check behind the
Engine.
curtain."
I did say,
It is a Thomas the Tank Engine decorated bathroom.
It's got
Jen's got
Olaf
kids.
from
Yeah.
Frozen on the
yeah,
shower.
it's
It's
the
terrifying.
least scariest bathroom I've ever been in
Okay,
my life.
that's how they get you, Mike.
Have you ever seen Child's Play?
Yeah.
It's like
so I checked the bathroom, I cleared it, and then I left, and he
I
made me
cleared
wait
it.
outside.
This bathroom is clear.
clean. And then he made me wait outside the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
I did.
He runs upstairs, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then Jen's chasing him with
hand
disinfectant
sanitizer.
because he does not wash his hands in the bathroom.
There's no time to wash my hands.
Wash your hands, and
There's
there's no
only-
time.
2 explanations for this. You were too scared to wash your hands, or
you
a
just
very
don't wash your
nasty
hands.
person.
Honestly, it could be both.
Constant listeners will not be surprised.
God.
Yeah, so we watched Grave Encounters.
Yeah,
and
and-
I think it broke Todd.
Yeah, this is very scary. Like
This may
this
be
is
Todd's
very,
last
very
episode.
scary for me. No, I'm not going to rage quit
This
the
is
podcast.
definitely my favorite found footage film, and it's definitely one of the scariest movies I like.
Yeah, this was really good. So this is a found footage film. This is the first found footage we've done on this podcast.
Yo, I'm still amped up. Like I'm shaking my legs. Like
Yeah. Oh, dude, at one point, Todd, like, you can see our water on the table shaking like in Jurassic Park because Todd is all like,
I'm just shaking my legs.
jittery.
Like I was so scared.
Yeah.
There was at one point I was like sitting backwards in my chair looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, he had his hood up like 5 minutes in.
So we watched Grave Encounters.
Yeah.
Wait, we got to set up the premise. So the show is a knockoff ghost
Yes.
hunting show.
Yeah.
So it starts off with a dude just like in a production office that you never see again, sort of setting it up.
It's
He's like,
CBS.
And he's the worst. Like the movie just starts off so terrible. Everyone's a bad actor. The camera's moving around like
But
this.
awesomely bad.
I honestly, and I'll say
Right.
this about the movie, and I did hate this movie, but the bad acting doesn't bother me because they're not supposed to be actors,
Right.
Right.
There's like that dude's supposed to be just like a video editor. He might like run the production office or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't really say what his title is, but
Well,
he's definitely not an actor.
Right. But
Right.
even all the characters acting is terrible. Like the whole movie, the camera work, everything, it gets better as it goes on.
It
Like-
does.
like-
I feel like their scared acting is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but
and then,
they're
like the camera is bad until
Yeah.
it goes on because we talked about like when the first 20 minutes. That's why I picked this movie. It's because the first 20 minutes it seems like a really terrible movie.
It does. It's like the camera is on like a chain around somebody's neck, and they're just
Yeah.
wandering
So,
around. And
oh yeah,
jittering
especially
all
when they
over the
let
place.
Sasha. Sasha's like the only girl in the movie. Whenever she's filming, and she doesn't really hold the camera much inside.
Yeah.
It's more like when they're outside, just kind of like getting ready to go in the what building are they going into? Some insane
Hollywood
asylum.
Insane
Calmwood
Asylum.
Insane Asylum.
Yeah. So
Institute for the Mental.
yeah.
When they first get there, it's like noon or maybe like just afternoon.
Yeah, it's like daytime.
Yeah, and
they're doing their establishing shots on the outside.
Yeah.
This is the outside of the building.
And they
This is the
all-
terrible thing
yeah.
that happened.
Because
This
it's like
is-
they're like a film crew for like a
Thousands of
ghost hunter.
Yeah.
And they're
type
all
show.
kind of douchebags.
very
I
like
don't know, man.
makeup-y.
Sasha could get it.
I think her
Well-
name is Duckface.
Her
Yeah.
name is Duckface. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sasha
Duckface checks out.
Duckface.
There, even when she's dying, Duckface is what you
Well,
see.
then
She's got
it
resting
hints at
duck.
it hints at sexual tension between her and Matt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was definitely
Matt,
fucking
the guy
Matt.
whose only characteristics are he films and he
And
smokes.
smokes, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing about
yeah.
him.
Look for cigarette butts.
Look for cigarettes.
That was really
Matt's
funny.
missing.
Oh my god.
When
So
you
they,
went to the bathroom, you left me up here like a mat.
that's,
You come back and you were like in the corner shaking.
oh my god, I would have left. I would have left if you had been up here and like wearing like a hospital gown and like just been shaking in the corner. I would have left
would've been hilarious.
and never come back.
I thought
Yeah, every 10 minutes, Ty would be like, how much long? Like, what is this movie? And I was like, we're only ramped up to 2. This movie slowly ramps it up to terrifying.
Yeah, and it got terrifying. So so they're setting up establishing shots outside. They're talking to like the guy who's showing them around the building. The
You
old
mean
guy.
Kenny the groundskeeper?
No, he's not the groundskeeper. The groundskeeper is like some Hispanic
they're
who they
talking
pay
to
off.
weirdo curly
Kenny's
hair
the
man.
head groundskeeper.
Yeah, he's not a groundskeeper.
Hispanic
groundskeeper.
Kenny is the guy in charge of the property.
Yeah, he's
Which
not a
one is Kenny?
groundskeeper though.
He's the one that takes them inside.
Yeah, he's the
Yes.
old dude with the jacket who's like showing them around.
He's the you think it's dark now, wait till it gets dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kenny's contribution to the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's dark in here? Wait till it gets dark.
Yeah, but did we talk about Hair Man with all the curly weirdo hair
Oh,
who
what
gets
was
out
he?
and
Who
tells
was
the
he?
history?
I think he was just like a
He was like
historiographer.
a historiographer. Yes, that is what I believe. That's what they call them in
He's just a
Yeah.
mental institution enthusiast.
Yeah.
They called out.
an abandoned
God.
mental institution
Yeah.
enthusiast.
So
Is
the
his
movie's
name-
funny because they go around and interview these people and it's terrible. And they're all like,
Yeah.
Right, and then
Well,
everybody is the nervousest
like-
people they've ever been.
Yeah, they're like, it's a creepy
"Ooh."
building. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, you see ghosts. They're like,
Yeah.
not really.
So they're walking around outside. They interview Hair Man, who kind of tells the story of the asylum, and he tells about Arthur Friedkin,
Yeah, the doctor.
who is the doctor. And did you know that name was inspired by Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
He did over 104 lobotomies, but he was killed by his patients.
He was stabbed by 6 of them.
6
Yeah.
patients escaped in the middle of the night and stabbed him.
Yeah.
Yes. And how many people went into the building and never came out again?
Thousands?
No, that night. How many people were in the film crew?
That's what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
that he was going to end up being killed by all of the people who were suddenly the patients.
That would have been lame. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Well, yeah.
But that's why I like the
But
movie.
when they started having their...
Because you think the movie's going to be lame the whole
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like the movie, because you're like, this movie is stupid, and then it just scares the
And
shit out of you.
Right. And then we meet someone who may or may not be a groundskeeper.
He's not a groundskeeper. He's like the maintenance dude for the building. Groundskeepers take care of the grounds outside.
Yeah, and they're Irish and have red hair, and they're cartoon Simpsons characters that run around track.
But Groundskeeper
with
Willie
tractors.
also took care of inside the building.
He was also a janitor?
Yes.
Janitor Willie, yeah. He did.
The only thing I remember from him is him getting greased up and pushing himself through the air vents. And
Which
I don't
is
remember what episode
inside the building,
Yeah,
Todd.
it is. I'm not saying air vents are outside, Mikey. God. So they're talking to, what's his name, Frankie?
Groundskeeper Willie.
Kenny.
Kenny.
I knew it ended in an IE. And he's showing them all like the hot spots, quote unquote, in the building.
This is one of my favorite parts of the building, because they take you around all these really lame spots.
Yeah.
And you're
Like
laughing. And they're
so
interviewing people and they're laughing.
The spots are like
The window that opens.
the window that opens,
itself.
the blood bathtub.
The bathtub where the girl killed herself.
Right.
Yeah, the room with all the writing on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And-
And then the murder hallways.
And he
No, but I
shows
mean
them the
creepy
tunnels.
dungeon murder hallways.
Yeah, the downstairs.
Oh, the
Which-
tunnels. The
The
basement
tunnels,
tunnels.
yeah.
I feel like in every other movie is like they say it's the death chute. Like this is where they send all the bodies, but they didn't say that in this
No,
one.
they said it connects all the. It's the maintenance
It
tunnels.
connects all the buildings.
Connects all the
It's a way
buildings,
out. And then you introduce our cast of characters here.
Yeah,
and they're
so you
just
got
way
Lance Preston.
overselling it.
Lance Preston, the best name ever.
Yeah, Lance Preston is like the host for the show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You've got Sasha.
The occult expert.
She's the occult expert.
Occult.
Occult. If
Occult.
you've heard the Suspiria episode, occult. Wait, Mike?
it
No,
Matt?
you're Mikey.
It's
Is
Matt.
it Matt? Yeah,
It's
I'm
Matt.
Mikey.
Matt.
It's
Curly
Matt.
hair, smoky Matt.
Matt
Yeah.
does cameras and smokes.
And does Duckface.
No, he doesn't do Duckface. That's Sasha.
does Duckface.
You think a man's doing
No,
Duckface?
Matt is doing Duckface.
Oh, you
But-
mean fucking?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, this
my
is one of
bad.
the subtle areas of the movie. They never outright say it. They just have some glances, and you're like, I think they're together.
Oh, yeah.
And they at one point
I
look
picked
at
up
each
on
other
that super early.
and then suspiciously walk into some room where somebody got murdered and then come back.
Ugh. Anyway, so Frank,
Ugh.
what's his name? Frank?
Freaky Frank.
Which one? Matt? No, Matt, Smoker Matt, and then
Fuck are
Sasha.
Oh, and then TC.
And then TC.
TC.
Yes.
I don't. What is
But
his job?
His job is to be the audience surrogate, because he reacts to everything how I would react to
Yes,
it.
Oh,
but what's his job on the
I
show?
think he's holding the camera
He's-
a lot of times. I
he's
think
the
whenever
camera
you
guy.
can see
Oh,
Duckface,
okay.
He
he's
does
holding the camera.
when he's tossing the football. Preston's like, TC, can we get a time lapse shot?
Oh, yeah. So he is the
And
camera guy.
When he's throwing the football, that's when jittery camera holding girl is just going crazy with the camera,
yeah,
looking all over the place.
she's not good with the camera.
She really is.
Sasha's got low blood sugar. It's just
Yeah,
shakes.
yeah.
So
And then
they
my-
tour the facility,
Yeah.
and then we see our cheating couple where they're super rednecky tattooies, and one of them's
Do you not remember this? There's like a meth
Oh,
couple.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, hey, we were
Meth
making
couple.
out up here.
Yeah.
And,
right, but one of them has
Blurry face.
blurry face because she's cheating on her husband, and her husband watches Grave Encounters, and she's afraid that if her
Wow.
husband
Jen-
sees her on Grave
Jen's-
Encounters,
Mikey, Jen does this. So Jen likes to project her shit onto
That's
movies that
actually
she watches.
exactly what the sequel is about.
What?
It's a
Is it
relationship.
really?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a
Oh my God.
relationship drama about the meth couple who's interviewed at the first part of the movie.
they go to the asylum
Grave
to save
Encounters
their
2,
marriage.
couples counseling.
Oh my gosh!
They're
Couples,
already.
the dollar sign
Yeah.
counseling.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Things have taken a turn.
Well, her face is all blurred out, but she's got a giant tattoo on her neck.
Which I couldn't
Which
stop
is
laughing
very-
about.
It's like right under
recognizable.
her shoulder on her
Yeah.
Yeah,
chest.
Jen turns to me, he's like, they blurred out her face, but her big tattoo is super recognizable. I was
Right.
like, oh, good point.
And it
Yeah.
says her name and her address and her home phone number.
Yeah,
right
her
next
social
to
was on it. I saw it. I zoomed in.
There's a picture of her tattooed on her shoulder.
So after they take a tour of the facility, they go outside
And they
and
see-
they run into the guy who's blowing leaves.
So I thought Todd would laugh at something. It's a funny scene because they like,
Yeah.
do you see anything scary? He's like,
He's like,
no.
No.
I just started here.
And Todd's already turned facing the wall. I was like, this is a funny part of the movie.
Yeah.
Or I hate you guys.
They've give him $20 to like make some shit up.
Yeah.
And he's like, I saw a ghost over there.
Right over there.
It was really scary.
Yeah.
And then Preston
He
comes,
goes,
he's like, there's ghosts outside the
An
building too.
outside ghost. We've never seen a ghost that can go outside.
It's a hot spot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their job. They're putting on a show, right?
Right. And that's part of why, like, I've watched Ghost Hunters a couple of times. I'm not a big fan of it.
And before they get locked in, they even are talking like outside.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Sasha and Lance who are talking, and they're like, "Do you think we'll see any ghosts?" I mean, probably not, but we got to get some good footage, and then we'll
Yeah,
just go on
we'll
to the
make it
next one.
scary.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Okay, this is a point you probably didn't notice at the beginning. This is why Preston is so like serious as it goes on, because in the beginning it says he had an encounter as a child
Yeah.
in his bedroom.
I
with
heard that.
ghosts.
Yeah.
So he's motivated to like do
When
this.
he
Yeah.
moved into a house and shortly found out that it was really haunted, and then we see a pentagram flash on the screen.
Yeah.
It was a very funny intro.
It's all dumb.
With him like black and white with no.
But
not
it looks
shaving in a
like
graveyard.
I've never seen like a Ghost Hunter type show, but it looks like that type of show to me.
Oh yeah, it
like
looks
that
very
level
much
of
It does
camp.
a really good job.
Yeah, that
and
level
it was
of camp and
inspired by
stupidity.
those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So then they get locked inside.
No.
No, then
You
we
forgot
got
my favorite character.
Who?
Houston
The
Gray.
sidekick.
Oh my
Houston
God, the guy who
Gray.
has wearing sunglasses inside. Oh my God!
Yeah,
But this
so
guy
Houston
looks
Gray
like
pulls up.
he looks like an aging rocker.
He does. He's got a lot of makeup on for somebody who's not wearing
Concealer, Jen. It's concealer.
makeup. It's okay when it's concealer, guys.
He's got a unique look. I like it.
He's very brooding.
We've described him as several different things, I think.
He was like if your uncle tried to get into the Matrix.
No, to me, he was like, he was in like
Or
a.
like if your uncle went as Morpheus for Halloween.
Oh, he's very tan,
But he
like
looks-
spray tan.
Yeah.
He looks like he toured in a regionally successful hair metal band in the '80s called Kiss and Tell.
And just really liked that look. Wait, were you in a band called
Oh
Kiss and
yeah,
That's not-
no. That was the most ridiculous name I could think of for an '80s hair metal
We need to
band.
make
It's like his
that happen.
Instagram handle.
Like everything's airbrushed and like
Tell? Everybody has a kitty cat
oh,
face.
everyone's hair is teased. Oh yeah, everyone's Peter Criss from Kiss. Absolutely. Oh
So
yeah.
Houston Gray dramatically opens the door and stands outside and just lets the aura of the place walk in, and he's full of shit and walking in and saying, "Oh, I feel the presence here."
presence.
Yeah, yeah.
Massaging the air. He's touring all the places that groundskeeper Willie just showed us.
Oh yeah, they go to the bathtub where he's like, I think a woman killed herself here.
Yeah.
And Preston's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh?
Great job.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the impression that like he knew, like Preston had told?
Did you not watch the rest? Because like they stopped the camera. And he's like, great job. You did a great
No,
job.
yeah, that's
there."
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely told him what happened in that bathtub.
Yeah, but they don't specifically say that. That's what I was going to ask.
They
'cause
made a lot of implications. Like
Yeah.
I knew
Shit
he
up.
knew as
Yeah.
much as I knew Sasha and Matt.
we're doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
And then
I'm very
everybody
confident.
else in the whole movie was like, let's not go after Matt. And she's like, we gotta go after Matt.
Right.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
gonna fuck me now? Oh, wait,
I mean, everyone
everybody
raises
else
their
fucking-
hand like, Sasha, you're hot.
Yeah. You can get it.
I feel like
You
she wasn't
can't
hot
get it.
until they were like stuck in there for like 4 days.
But
Oh
she
yeah,
was
like
duck
listen,
facing everywhere.
listen. If we're
She
out
was
in
like
the world,
she was like work hot.
yeah. If we're out in the world, she's not super hot. Stuck in a haunted mansion type place, probably gonna die soon. Only option, very hot. It's either her or TC, and guess who's gonna get it?
TC.
TC's
Not
good.
Sasha.
Oh yeah.
Look, TC, he's got my heart. Okay,
Yeah, man.
he went out like a chump. I didn't like it.
So they locked themselves in.
Yes.
No. Groundskeeper Kenny locks them in from the
That's
outside.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, and so they established the rules. They're locking
They're
themselves
locking
in.
themselves in.
This place is basically built like a prison.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
once groundskeeper Willie locks them in, they're not going to be able to get
For
out
8 hours.
for 8 hours.
Yeah, and then they do
because
dramatic
that's the
shots.
most deathiest time in the asylum. And then what? Groundskeeper Willie's going to show up. Why are you looking at me like that?
At 7
the
a.m.
most
Was it 7
deathiest
a.m. or
time.
like
I think
6:45
it was
a.m.?
6 a.m.
Lance is going around being an idiot. They're like doing all these establishing shots. You're supposed to like drop your guard. Todd's curled up in a ball in the
Yes.
corner, like he's wiping the camera off. That's like, oh god.
Well, not yet, because that
Okay,
was
because then Smokey Matt goes.
like
and-
nothing scary has happened yet.
I know.
Nothing that should be scary has happened yet.
But the part that got me, that was, I'll admit now in hindsight, very ridiculous, is when Matt is going to set up the static cameras in all like the hotspot locations that groundskeeper Willie showed them. It cuts from like them being locked in doing the 6 a.m. is the scariest time of the murder asylum face, and Matt's like blowing into the cam and like,
Yeah, it's like he took the
Oh,
cartridge
oh.
out of his Nintendo and he needs to put
Yeah,
it back
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Was this before or after Matt explains to us ghost hunting technology?
before.
I
Is
think
it
it's
before?
Because he
before.
sets up those cameras, and then when he explains the ghost hunter technology, he's downstairs looking at the TVs with the cameras plugged in.
The footage is dropping on mine.
But honestly,
Yeah.
him setting up the cameras is like just a few shots of him establishing where the static cameras
He's going
are.
to all of the hot spots
Yeah.
that we've already visited and setting up. He's got his
like the
little,
window, the wall, his sweat dropping down his balls.
the
and then
writing
he goes down,
room.
skeet, skeet, skeet.
Yeah. He goes,
And actually, he does.
He
goes
does go
down,
down,
skeet,
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 Oh my
skeet,
God.
skeet, skeet.
are you saying that this movie is just a dramatic representation of a Little John song?
No, I'm saying I'm looking back with you on this movie, and it's like way more well constructed than I thought.
Yeah.
as a Little John song.
We're
We're like 2 scenes into the
Where are
movie
we?
too.
So Smokey Matt sets up all the cameras. Then
Smokey
he.
Matt.
I like how you say Smokey Matt like he's hot, but you don't mean it like he's hot.
Oh,
He
no.
did
You mean-
have pretty eyes.
I mean,
yeah.
He can get it.
Oh man, Sasha was fucking him for a reason.
Yeah.
She was like, "Ooh, you smell like an ashtray."
Yeah, like an ashtray.
Ooh.
Then he explains how all of his technology works.
Yeah, so they have a Geiger counter in case they're running a
He's
radiation.
like, this is a camera.
Yeah.
You push play.
Well, but they have like an analog voice recorder. It's like a fucking tape player.
And they use it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, analog voice.
It
That
does
just
come
like-
back at the end.
Yeah.
It's like my cellular telephone technology
Yeah.
transmitter.
Yeah. What else does he have? Anything cool?
He's got a
The Geiger counter.
Oh, yeah,
Did you
that's
say
which
Geiger
is
counter?
so dumb. Like, why would they?
That's never been on a ghost hunting show.
No,
They
Asylum.
did have the regular camera that took regular film photos.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're ghost
which did a
still
really
photos.
cool effect later on in
Yeah.
the film where you
what'd you
snap
say?
a shot and it would go to the photo.
Yeah, ghostography.
Ghost spirit photography.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Who's gonna walk me to my car?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna have sex with you tonight.
What?
What?
Walk me to my car was not a euphemism. Oh,
Is
I've
that
got,
not what
I've got
that
some
means?
people to call and apologize to.
I have some apologies to make.
Dude, this is your podcast.
so
Do not look at me for guidance.
So
like,
then they're walking around. They kind of like sitting, like she's sitting in the room with all the writing, like, "What do you wait?" Or like, "Talk to me, say
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something." They're
Well, they're
trying
all-
to instigate the ghost.
It seems
What's
like
the psychic's name again? Gray. What's his first name? Houston.
Houston.
Gray's
Bobby
like,
Newport.
Spirit, send me a sign.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they're all in their
Send
own
me a
little area
sign.
because I think Lance is in the bathroom, the tub room, right? And
This is when Sasha and Matt snuck off.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's not shown.
I
well,
mean, they snuck
They,
off. It
they
just
walked
doesn't
down a
show
hallway.
what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tastefully.
TC, I think, starts wandering around trying to catch some stuff.
well, they're all wandering
all-
around,
and
but
so
yeah.
he sees-
TC's getting B footage, B roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He sees.
Oh, he runs into the
the
wheelchair.
wheelchair.
This is the and
this
then
is when we start to actually see. Something.
This is when it starts to go off the rails for me. And he gets a phone call, so he puts the camera down. He's talking to his little girl or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, monsters
His
don't
daughter?
get in your
Oh,
house.
this is when we had to turn the lights on.
Yes, this was when we
The
had to turn
first
the lights on.
actual scary scene, we had to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and so he's talking to his daughter about how monsters aren't real and they can't get in our house.
And then the
they don't
wheelchair
live in our
starts to
house.
move.
And this is legit
I was
why I
over
don't
it.
watch these shows. So then we see behind him the wheelchair start to move.
Yes.
And this is part of why I love found footage because you're just
I
watching
hate
and you're
it
watching.
for that reason. Like, it just sucks you in.
Yeah, it
And,
does
like-
because you're not sure. It's like you keep scanning the whole screen to
Yeah.
see what it's going to be.
Oh, and anytime a camera turns, I'm 1,000% sure there's like a scary face there. So, like 95% of the time, there's nothing there, but I'm still like amped up and
Right.
fucking freaked out. I hate him so
And this-
much.
This movie does such a great job of having long, creepy hallways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you said
Yes.
you hated. And
I
was like, this
hate
movie is
it.
all long,
and you
creepy
think there's
hallways.
going to be something in every single one.
And really, there's only one time I could think of where way down in the distance you see that little girl run across.
yeah.
Oh, and then the guy.
Well, yeah, but that's honestly, he comes into frame a lot closer.
Yeah.
So, like, only one really far down the hallway we see her run across which,
Yeah.
fuck, both of those things scared the fuck out of me.
But I think there's going to be one in every hall, so I'm always staring down.
Oh, yeah,
at, like,
I'm
what's,
always
like,
freaking
you're
out.
There's a
glued
lot
to
of
the
shots of them
screen.
walking down the hall, checking the rooms where they lock the patients in.
Yeah.
And doing
Yeah.
quick turns. Todd's like, I hate quick turns.
I do.
So the wheelchair moves, but TC does not see it, and then he goes in this green shower room, and then the door closes behind him.
Yeah,
and
it
he
slams.
does hear that.
And that's when he goes down to the lobby, quote unquote lobby, and gets all of them to come up there.
Oh, yeah. He's super excited. He's like, ghosts.
Yeah, 'cause they've-
We got one.
Yeah.
because they've got actual footage of ghosts, which nobody actually has.
No.
So that is a really big deal. 'cause-
It's 100% a made-up industry.
right. Okay, so then they're looking for more proof because this is when Duckface gets her hair played with.
Yeah, those are some creepy noises, and this is one of the best scenes of the film. I feel like
It is. Yeah, I agree.
because you were scared. I saw Jen
I
get scared,
was.
and then
And I
like
just
the hair
pointed,
goes
I
up
was like,
real.
holy
It looks
shit.
real good when she gets her hair.
Yeah,
pulled
it
up.
was
Yeah.
real freaky. I mean, but they're like yelling for it to like make a sound again or whatever,
And then it actually happens, and they freak the fuck
yeah,
out.
they.
Yeah.
But that's what I would
They-
freak the
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
out.
that's what I do,
Sasha reacts how I would react. She just
Yeah.
takes off sprinting down the
Oh
hall.
yeah,
She
and then
just
all you
fucking
see is a
goes.
duck face hole in the wall.
That's right. Todd stole my joke, but
Yeah.
I'll allow it. 'cause
It
it's
was
funny.
so funny when you said it.
They know all of this shit is bullshit, and they're just creating this stuff
Well,
in the spooky
yeah.
atmosphere. And now something is actually happening. What is his Lance something?
Lance Preston,
Lance
yeah.
Leaderman. He says, "Manipulate my hair."
Oh yeah, and then she like points the camera at his own hair.
Like he's spraying hairspray on it.
I do like that he's still an idiot douchebag. Like even after, yeah. Oh my God.
That's really funny.
Oh my God.
And then we see the spirit photography, which is really cool. Like, because these are the pictures that have been developed later, and they've said that like you can't see it until you develop it. And we see, what do we see? People like the orbs. I think.
Yeah, you see the orbs at first, and then like a smoky outline.
Yeah, and then you actually see handprints on the wall or the window right behind. Yeah, it's.
But it does a
really
cool scene where like he takes it, just snaps to the photo.
Yeah, it's very effective.
It's done effectively. I hated it.
The psychic guy takes Sasha back down to the lobby because she's too freaked out to. She's like, "Fuck ghosts."
Because she is real, and she's
not an
like,
occult expert
what
at this
fuck
point.
Is this?
Yeah, she bounces.
She's like, "No, I don't like ghosts."
Okay, so
we had to pause this movie like 5 times because I was like, "How much longer is this movie?"
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, "We haven't even seen a fucking ghost yet."
So Matt starts packing up all the static cameras, and then he goes to the window and he notices that the window is open, and we forgot to say that the window gets open.
Oh yeah, the window room, it always opens. This is a big scene because this is when Matt disappears,
and he's on the walkie-talkie. He can't get it, and then I'm not exactly sure what happened.
He hears a noise and wanders.
He gets ghosted.
Yeah, and then we just don't see him again, and they can't get him on the walkie-talkie.
And the only one who cares is Sasha, which is why we think they're together.
Right.
Because everybody else is like, we're not going after her.
She's probably just empathetic, although she doesn't really care about Houston.
There you go again, stereotyping women.
She is the first person who's like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
That's true.
She is the first person.
She's number one.
Women are always the ones who say we need
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I brought it up.
And then Matt disappears, and this is how you know they're together, because she's like, Matt could have fallen and hurt his head.
Yeah.
We need to go find him.
And so she suggests that they go back into the hallways to look for him, and she doesn't really suggest we go look for anybody else.
Well, I do like this movie for subtly setting up like they might have a relationship, and her motivation of like trying to talk everyone to go back into the haunted house.
Yeah, because why else would you want to go down that hallway?
Right. I mean, if Matt was really just the guy who smoked, I'd be like, well, fine.
Although you can care about a member of the opposite sex and not want them to get ghosted to the face down the stairs if you're not fucking them.
I don't know. I don't have a sister.
Oh. Doesn't have to be your sister.
That was great. All right. So they do search party for Matt.
They do.
Yes.
But all of them go. Like Houston,
yeah, because
TC,
why would you ever want
Sasha?
to be
no,
alone?
that's what I'm saying.
Todd said 9,000 times, I would never be alone anywhere in this park.
No.
Every time they split up, he's like, I'm never fucking being alone anywhere.
No.
Well, they don't split up at first. They all go together, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it's they don't find him, but they find like this fork where there's like 3 ways to go.
See the
I
wheelchair.
love movies where they're like, because Lance Preston's like, well, we should split up.
Yeah.
And
Sasha's like, fuck you.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an idiot, Lance. But then they do it.
So
Fucking
Lance
idiots.
and Sasha go together, and then Houston Makeup goes off by himself, right?
Yeah.
Does he?
The lead singer for the
Doesn't
band
he go
Kiss
with
and Tell.
TC? Doesn't he go with TC?
Yes, I think he does.
There's
no,
enough people.
I wrote down TC looks by himself because this is when TC gets pushed down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They all do split up.
Yeah,
What
they do.
were they thinking?
They're
Okay,
idiots.
we're
Matt
out.
is definitely dead. So
You said that about the poltergeist daughter. You're like, the second anything happens, you just forsake the daughter and move out of the house.
They had like 2 other kids.
they
I know.
would have.
They didn't need the daughter.
And that wife was of childbearing age because Craig T. Nelson married her and got her pregnant when she was 16.
Yeah.
Do the math. That movie is about a pedophile.
And a lying medium.
Oh, yeah. That TM, I hated her so much. Tiny medium.
I know who you're talking about.
All right. This
So-
is when he gets pushed
TC
down
gets
the steps.
pushed down the stairs.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the ghost is
This
a domestic
scene
abuser.
scared the shit out of Todd.
Yes.
really did.
There's no ghost or anything. He basically just trips on the stairs.
No, he got pushed.
We don't know that.
Oh. I can't say that.
I'm just saying we don't see a ghost push TC. We just hear a noise.
I believe him.
I believe TC.
I don't believe TC because when he crashes on the
Hashtag
stairs,
believe
it
TC.
looks like his leg and arm are broken.
And
Oh, and then literally next
suspiciously,
scene, they're
he's
back in the
better.
lobby and he's yelling at them like, we got to get out of
TC
here.
No, okay, hear me out. TC fakes the fall to stop looking for Matt to get everybody to go back to the
Dude, he
lobby.
didn't fake the fall. We see the fall on camera.
He
Maybe
threw
he just
himself
threw
down. He's
the-
like, fuck looking for Matt, y'all. We got to go back. And everybody listened to him.
Yeah, maybe he just threw the camera down the stairs.
You see him falling with it.
Yes.
Do
but,
we?
Yeah, but
Or
is
do
his
we
leg
see
broken?
him just...
I see him grab his arm too, like, oh, help
Yeah.
me up, guys.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
true.
flops on the floor.
And what's the next scene? What's the next scene after his arm is broken?
Yeah, he's grabbing all the wheelchairs in the whole hospital and ramming them against the door.
They're gurneys, not wheelchairs. But
Gurneys.
you're
trying
not
to
wrong.
break out. He fakes an injury to stop looking for Matt. It makes sense.
Well,
'cause
what
this
does that
movie-
do, though? 'Cause
TC is the real villain. Maybe he was the doctor all
maybe he's
along.
been the ghost the whole time.
I
So
don't think
anyway, He gets a gurney, and they start beating on the front door to get out because it's like 7:30 or 7:45. It's like an hour past the time Kenny was supposed to open the door.
Already.
So they finally get the doors open.
Yeah,
they
so
run the gurney against it a bunch.
So this is when TC starts smashing the gurney into the door, and they're like, stop, and then TC eventually gets Lance to help him, and then they break through the front, quote unquote, front door, and then they see that it's just a longer hallway.
We need to go back because I feel like TC is the best character in the film because one,
he's
he only does what I think I would do in the situation,
absolutely.
which is like yell at everyone and be like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he fakes a fall to make everyone get out.
I still don't think he faked the fall.
I mean, like, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense.
It's genius.
Oh my God.
Because, like, who's going to chase after Smoke and Matt besides Sasha?
Right.
And she ain't doing it.
By herself. No, she's not.
No, she's not.
No.
So TC's like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, guys, I fell.
Help me up. And then he breaks down the front door.
Yeah.
Which is what I would want to do.
But it's not a front door anymore. It's a hallway door.
Yes.
And then they close the front door, and we see that death awaits that was on the front door of the whole building.
Yes.
Which we didn't mention until
we didn't
then.
mention it first. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, and the death awaits is on the outside of the building.
Yes.
So we know this is when we know it's all fucked up because there's no way that they're just like lost or something.
This is the point where you know that this is maybe a haunted house.
a haunted asylum.
A haunted mental health treatment facility.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Politically correct.
Then they try to break through the window, and Todd was like, "Well, why don't they just bust a window?" There's
Todd's been talking about
windows
windows for like 20 minutes at this point.
Yeah,
Right,
because they
right.
need to break a fucking window. But they do answer that
remember,
question.
because it is a mental health care facility that was built like a prison to house
Yeah.
all the nutso people.
Whoop.
That's the technical term. The nutso
Whoop,
people.
whoops. I should not have brought a haunted asylum film.
They're looking for like windows to break out, and they all have like grates on them. It's not even just bars. They're like
Right,
little
right,
crisscross grates. You cannot get
they
out
don't
of them.
want the inmates
that
to
makes
break
sense.
the
I
windows.
get it.
Yeah.
And TC had a tool belt in the beginning. He's like, I left it in the car.
Yeah.
Right. And
Trying to
that's,
use-
Outside.
Right.
It's like
He
yelling
used
at them.
his shoulder.
and
Yeah.
that's when Lance says, the sun hasn't come up. I checked what time sunrise was.
Should have
and
been up
it's
for an
supposed
hour.
to be bright. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but also it was a suspiciously late sunrise because Lance was like, it's 8 a.m. This is when sunrise was supposed to happen. I was like, that's
Exactly.
pretty
I think
late.
he just said it was supposed to be bright by now.
Makeup man starts talking about maybe it's an electrical anomaly, and maybe it's fast forward our
Yeah.
clocks or something.
Yeah.
So maybe it's actually like 2 a.m. We just are crazy.
He's like, hold on, everybody. It's logic. Electricity has sped up our
Right.
Yeah.
watches.
Yeah. Well, they even call him out on that. Like, that's stupid. TC's like, you're fucking dumb, kid.
He's
Yelling
the
at him.
best.
Yeah.
I don't care about your fucking audition makeup.
It's concealer, Jen. Yeah, he's like yelling at him. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
but this is where TC crosses the line into some
Oh,
sexual
yeah.
orientation, making fun of the
Oh, does he?
the psychic guy. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
He does. He says a couple of words.
yes.
that
Well,
we
you were
will
hitting the
not
corner.
repeat.
TC crossed some lines.
That's right.
Okay, well,
Todd was
that's-
crying. And
I hated this movie so much. A lot of scares scared me.
Scary scares.
I
that
don't know,
scared
man.
Todd.
I'm scared right now, and we haven't. Whatever, man. Let's just move on.
Yeah. So then we have
We're
Lance's
gonna hate
Heather
this
scene
movie.
from Blair Witch Project. Black.
There's a lot of
There
scenes
really are.
like that.
Yeah. I
yeah.
stopped making that joke because it's just.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, is this the scene where she's sleeping and still has the duck face on?
No, I don't think so. But he sets an alarm for an hour, and this is like they're all asleep, and we see on the clock it's been like 7 hours.
Yeah.
And
He did set his alarm for an hour. I missed that
He
because
set his
Todd
alarm
was
for an hour and it
complaining.
didn't go off.
I was scared. I wasn't complaining. But this is where the light gets knocked over by the ghost.
Yeah.
Introducing my favorite line in the film, Houston, what's your problem?
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
What? You missed that? Houston Gray's the psychic, and TZ goes, Houston, what's your problem?
Yeah. Like in Apollo
I did
13.
miss that. Like,
Jen and I shared a look and a laugh
We did
during that
And
scene.
Todd was,
there was no laughing for me in this movie.
That's right. Well, there was laughing for us.
Yeah, it was nice.
I don't know how you guys can enjoy movies like this.
Well, if I told you
This movie's going to bother me for at least a week.
Oh, and then we
Houston,
said
we got a problem.
TLC went to go get a sandwich. So they open it, and it's the maggot trunk from Suspiria.
Yeah. So
Maggot
it's like the
trunk.
sandwiches have aged months.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what happens
The
when you
sandwiches
don't
have
put
been dead
ice in a cooler.
It happens
There
pretty
was
much
no
quickly.
ice in that cooler.
Yeah. Have you ever?
You just left 2 sandwiches and an apple in
Have
a cooler.
they never been on a picnic before? So that's when TC remembers that there was a fire escape from the outside. So
Yeah, they
decide
start
to
looking for
go
the roof. Yeah.
upstairs.
TC's
Yeah.
the best character.
Yeah.
No one else is doing anything in this
Yeah.
whole movie.
I know, yeah.
Lance Preston is selfing himself like, there's ghosts.
He's
and then
trying to get a
He's
hair
showing off his
manipulation.
hairdo. Yeah.
And then TC's like, there's a roof. Let's go.
And they
Yes.
start looking for the roof, and they see the stairwell, and it goes straight into a wall.
Which is good
Not a
because
window.
the
Well,
movie
the
covers
signs-
every possible way you could try to
Yeah.
escape.
The sign
Exactly.
says roof access, and then
Yeah.
right next to that, like it pans from that sign to the wall. Like the stairs go into a wall.
Right.
There's no door, just a wall.
The TC runs. He hits it, and he goes, "Oh, that's solid."
Yeah, it's solid.
But I like this because every time Todd asks a question, they ran to try to go do that thing.
The window,
The wall.
the stairwell wall,
And
right?
then the roof. And
Yeah.
then Todd was like, "Oh, so Todd's hope like extinguishes."
Oh, I think I said at that point I would just kill myself.
Yeah, I think you did.
Because it's way too scary. Like, no, I would just kill myself.
So then they go down and they see one of those maps on the wall, like in the mall, where it says "You are here."
Like a directory.
Yeah, the
Hey, where's Abercrombie?
directory.
Where's Abercrombie in this place?
Yeah. They just want to
It's
find
by the
food
murder
court,
tub.
man.
If you go past the murder tub, it's on the left.
Oh my God.
Be a
Next-
male model.
Next stop, neurology dungeon.
It's right next to the Victoria's Secret pink store.
Ooh, I love that store.
What's the next scene? You have 90 scenes written
I
down.
do. Campus Wiggle It. Or
Campus Wiggle It. Campus Wiggle It. So,
Yo, Lil Jon's new
So-
dance hit, Campus Wiggle It.
sorry, that should be
so TC goes, "This wall's solid. We got a Campus Wiggle It."
compass wiggling. So then they're looking at this
Oh,
map,
yeah.
and she notices the Geiger counterometer is shaking like crazy, like
The Geiger
Rhonda.
counterometer. Yeah, guys.
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
the technical terms. If you guys don't understand that, what she meant was compass. The word was compass.
Is it a compass?
Yes.
Not campus.
There is a Geiger counter in the movie, but it's never used.
It's never used. They show it off at the very, like,
because the trimmers aren't coming,
There's
and
no.
nobody has jizz on their nose,
There's no
and
Geiger
Rhonda
counter
is not
trimmers.
helping.
There's no Geiger counter. trimmers.
do you know what a Geiger counter is?
It measures radiation.
Oh no! I
It
did
measures
not
radiation.
Seismologist.
Yes, there you go.
She did not know why we were
No.
upset. She's like, "Actually, no, I don't know what you're talking about."
No. What does a compass do?
It shows you the way.
It doesn't in this movie.
No, it
This
doesn't.
movie, it shakes like it's
Shows
from
you
the
the
window
way
to the
to
wall.
eat.
They're in a building. A compass ain't gonna help.
That's true.
They do say words like that sometimes. They're like, "What's north?" I'm like, "Where do you?"
It's
Yeah.
a hallway.
It's a hallway.
You go that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
TC's the best, man. I don't know for sure he said that, but I know he said that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that wasn't his dialogue.
He's like, "North."
What the fuck, North?
Because TC finds the other exit door.
Yeah.
The movie does a great job of establishing that they are fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
We start to realize that the building is changing. TC and Makeup go looking around by themselves.
It's like the building is the stairs from Hogwarts that's always like moving to make sure they can't get out.
Yes. So then we hear a bunch of screaming and we see the bed move. And this is one of the first times we actually see some stuff.
Oh,
or that
yeah.
they see things.
Yes.
Todd freaks out, and I say, "We haven't seen a ghost yet."
Yeah. He
Yeah.
said to me like 3 times. I was like, fuck you, I hate this movie.
And so then we see Duckface with hello scratched on her back.
Yeah.
Does that happen this early?
I think so.
Because she, at the beginning, she's like, "Ghosts, send me a sign. Try to make contact with me." So
Yeah.
they carve hello into her back.
They do make
they
contact with
did.
her,
I
yeah.
didn't
It all
put that
comes back.
together.
Yeah, and they
Nice.
lift her shirt up but show her back for some stupid reason.
And so then they hear Matt on the walkie-talkie.
Yes.
And then they start looking for Matt.
Yeah, because that bitch Sasha
And
wants
then
to
they
find her
again
side
use
piece.
words that don't make any sense, like, "The range is 200 yards." Like, 200
Yeah.
yards of building is a long building.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a huge building. Like, it is a big
Not
building.
from the
So-
outside. I mean, we saw the outside of the building. It's
It's
not
an all
200
fucked up
yards.
asylum. So
Yeah.
you can't trust any of your shit anymore.
True.
And that's when we see the long hallway and we see Nightgown Girl run across.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
This
Todd
is
said-
maybe the scariest part of the movie.
Todd said, "My heart hurts."
Dude, my chest did hurt. I was very, very scared
Well,
of
you
this
didn't
part.
think we were going to see, like, a real ghost in this movie, did you?
I honestly didn't know. I don't know anything about these films before we watched them. So, like, I didn't know. I have no idea.
The little girl runs and then we see her in the hallway.
Oh, my God.
No, they go into the room.
They don't see her in the hallway.
The hallway, the corner. That's what
Yeah,
I
they
meant.
see her in the corner. This is very Blair Witch. I even said that. This is very Blair Witch. End of the first Blair Witch
I
project.
like this movie more than Blair Witch because Blair Witch doesn't show anything,
Yeah.
which is scary in its own way. But this movie shows everything by the end, and you're
Yeah.
like real freaked out.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
I think partly because this came after Blair Witch and the Vicious Brothers were
yes.
like, we've been
Very far
watching
after that,
found
yeah.
footage and we just wanted the ghost not to be shy and we really wanted to put it in your face.
Was
Yeah.
this
you know?
after Paranormal Activity or before?
2011, so after?
Because
I have no idea, but
Not
yeah.
too much after. But
Anyway, so the little girl.
you have
yeah.
a real creepy person staring at the corner of the wall.
And
Yeah.
then she turns around and her face does a fucked up, like,
her face
wide,
does the Paranormal Activity thing.
I don't know. I've never seen it. But
And
yeah,
Is
like,
tries
that from
to-
Paranormal Activity? I thought it was from this movie. Like they do the whole face distortion thing first. Anyway, that scene was real.
It
Yeah.
was. Todd
I
jumped.
jumped at that point.
Okay, so then we realized that they left Makeup in their attempt to flee.
They left makeup?
No.
Makeup Man.
The thing chases him, and they all like just they respond how a group of people would.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they just start run the fuck away
in different directions.
and then they leave.
And then we see Makeup Man just stumble around in the
Yeah,
hallway. And I
TC,
said,
what's his
Lance.
nickname? Jet.
Makeup Man.
Houston.
Houston
That's
Gray.
his name, not his nickname.
Oh, his real name's Houston.
Yes, his real name's
Oh my
Houston.
God, I thought it was his
Did you think
nickname.
his real
Houston, we
name
have
was-
a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I got that, but I thought, no, I'm an idiot.
Houston Gray.
I feel like they only named him that to set up that one joke. In the
I'm
whole
sure
thing.
Yeah,
that's
I think
true.
so,
I'm
too.
sure that's true.
That's like their Paradise Lost. I found it moment.
Nathan, I love you so much.
Everybody drink.
Anyway, so he's walking off by himself.
Well,
Yeah, and
we
we
gotta set the stage. Lance, Sasha, TC,
It's just down to those three.
they hide in a room. They like lock a door.
It's almost like a closet, right?
yeah, and they're like, fuck Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston's dead.
No
now.
one. Sasha does not care about going after Houston.
No, because
Sasha's
they're
gonna
not
have-
sleeping
Yeah.
together.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wouldn't put out.
I'm sure that's why. I'm sure it's because Houston wouldn't put out.
So
Yeah.
this is the point where the movie just gets real bad.
Yeah, it is.
It gets
because
real
then
bad? What do you
we
mean real
see
bad?
Houston just stumbling
you.
around in the
Yes.
hallway, and we realized I asked why he didn't have a flashlight, and that's when I realized they just all left.
Yeah,
him.
because he did, and they all left him.
And they open the door, and we see the door open and then close, and then we see him get ghost throated and picked up and
Yeah,
like
he gets
choking
choked.
around at
Yeah.
the end of the hallway, so we can't really see. And then he just gets blasted to the front, and I guess he's dead, right?
Yeah, we don't see.
Yeah, we don't see him
Houston.
again. I assume he died.
he
Like
becomes a patient of the.
I
Yeah.
feel like he could have lived through that.
maybe
yeah.
I don't know, but you never see him
If
again. So
TC can fall downstairs and then miraculously be able to punch through doors,
TC did that. TC was a smart man.
he
Yeah.
was, but he made sure to do it when people could see it.
Yeah.
See, I feel like Makeup Man tried to do it, but nobody else was around,
Oh, he got thrown by
so
a
it didn't
ghost.
work.
'Cause there was an explosion.
I can grant the premise that TC may have thrown himself down the steps.
But
we saw Houston
didn't.
get
You
choked.
saw Houston go up in the sky,
Yeah.
Well,
choked.
maybe we just didn't see.
He got Jedi
TC.
choked.
That's when they realized that they have bracelets on their arms.
Yeah, so
now.
I think they fall asleep in
They
there.
fall asleep in the closet.
fall asleep
right,
in their
and then
closet.
that's when they have the bracelets on.
It's got my name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what
they
do you
have
do
their-
when a ghost girl chases you down the hall? You go take a
immediately
nap.
fall asleep?
Yeah, you take a nap.
You got to get some me time.
I thought the bracelets was a really good touch.
I did
thought
too.
creeped
I thought
me
it was
out.
cool as shit.
And
Yeah,
that's when I started thinking, are they going to have been the patients all along or something? Or are
Right.
they going to be transferred into the body of patients and they're going to kill
Or did you think
tall
they were
Lance
ghosts all
Leaderman?
along? Or
Yeah,
they
or
were-
something.
okay.
And I mean, I kind of liked that because it gave me enough to start thinking about that kind of stuff, but it didn't do something stupid like that they couldn't back up. You know, it was
yeah.
just
It ends up
crazy.
just being real creepy,
Right.
and not like a stupid story plot thing.
And you could still kind of project your own thought. Like I
Not
could,
you, Jen.
No,
you
of
would never
course
project
not
something on
me.
anything.
You know, I did want to mention
She's like,
that
Sasha, fuck that
the
doctor to get that
asylum,
bracelet.
yeah, because the asylum is the patriarchy.
What is
God,
happening?
there's only one female character.
Oh my god, yeah. And you have been slut shaming her the entire podcast.
It's because the patriarchy got me too, man.
Oh my god.
It gets us all.
God.
I just got real mad for a second.
Yeah.
So they realize that they have bracelets. Oh, and then the doors open.
Which it's just like the beginning. It tries to trick you into thinking this movie's going to take a lame turn.
right, but it
Lame
doesn't.
turn. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Because then we see the hand through the wall to the window grab.
Right, because you're like, let's
Oh my
get a video
God, okay.
of Todd.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is when I didn't know you were videoing me.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Oh.
because I was
Terrified?
shit pulls you in, like I can't look away. And then
They're walking down a hallway of patient rooms that are locked, like
Yeah,
isolation rooms.
yeah, they're like legit locked, and
Padded cells.
and Sasha is like against the door talking to them about we got to get the fuck out of here or whatever she's saying.
Yeah.
And then like a hand breaks the small little armhole window
Mm-hmm.
and like grabs her.
Grabs her face like Michael Myers is her in New Halloween.
Yeah, and then they run off again.
I just,
As people would do if a
Yeah.
ghost hand came at them.
Absolutely, run the fuck away.
and that's when they hear TC say, "Holy shit, get over here! You got to see
Yeah,
this."
and
I
they
said,
find Mike.
No, what the fuck? No.
Or is it Mike? Matt.
Smokey Matt.
They find Smokey Matt. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Sasha's like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
But he's wearing a hospital gown and tidy whities.
yeah, so she's not into it anymore.
No, she seemed.
Did you guys
she
get the?
seemed
Did you guys get the
Well,
thought
yeah.
that he may have been lobotomized?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we don't see the eye blood.
We don't see eye blood.
No,
She's right.
but
I don't know. I don't think that he did because there was a part. Well, we'll get to it. But he's saying I wasn't ready yet.
that's like right after that because
He's real creepy when he comes back.
He
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I thought he was a
Just-
terrible actor until this scene.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's just
I
sitting
agree.
and he's rocking. He's like what Mikey was doing to try to freak Todd out in the corner.
yeah.
he does the crying, laughing thing. where
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He's like Sally at the end of.
And Sasha's like,
Texas
just come with
Chainsaw.
us. I would have left Matt.
I would have punched him in the face
There's
and run
no
away.
way I would have been
So-
like.
I definitely can't sleep with you anymore because you're.
So they
weird.
find him on the. I don't know, man. Crazy sex is awesome sex. So they
Not
find him
that
on the
kind of
floor.
crazy
Oh,
sex.
that's fair. They find him on the floor and they start to like help him or like, hey, what's all right? Are you all right? And then they hear like a scream or they hear something, and then they get the fuck out of the room with Matt. And they go into a patient room, put him on a gurney or like a bed, right?
Yeah.
And they start questioning him. And this is
and
where he
says,
starts laughing
we
and
can
shit.
leave when we're better.
Yes.
Yes. He's
So
like,
this
I
is where
wasn't
it
better
seems
yet.
like he's been in the institution for years,
Yes.
right? And has lost his mind.
Yeah, and when we start to see characters disappear, I wonder if they're just kind of moving into different timelines.
Yeah.
In this
Oh,
asylum.
that would make sense.
Yeah,
And so I did.
Houston's still alive out there.
somewhere.
He is. He's just.
That'd be great if the movie ended.
TC
with, like,
is just
Kenny opening
perpetually
the door and be
throwing
like-
himself
and then
down steps.
Houston comes out. He's like, that was crazy.
I gotta go. My band's got a gig in an hour. I gotta go.
Yeah, my eyeliner's all smeared. I gotta fix
It's
it.
concealer, Jen. Concealer.
I don't think you know how makeup works, Todd.
I
Or
don't.
do you?
So they take a
don't.
nap in the gurney room.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they wake up to hands grabbing them.
Yes.
Like hands that are just like warping through the walls.
They look like large hands.
They do. They look very
they're
large.
different size hands. Lots of different. Like they're
On the head.
manipulating their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lance is finally getting his wish.
Exactly. but
I feel like we're like really downplaying that. Lance does a really lame like monologue throughout the whole film.
oh yeah, we keep seeing that Heather Snot scene where he's like, people are gonna.
Who the fuck is Heather Snot?
She's from Blair Witch.
Project.
Her last name is Snot?
No, but she has a scene where she's got the camera right in her face
Snog or
and
snot? It
she's
is something
crying
weird.
and the snot comes out of her nose.
Okay. I
It's in
vaguely.
Scary
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Listeners know
Which
what
when
I'm
she
talking-
knows she's gonna die, she has like really
Yeah, and
emotional.
she's like, I feel like I'm partly responsible.
Is this in the first one? I think I
Yeah,
remember a scene
first
like
one.
that in the first one. Yeah.
It's been in like a lot of the
Yeah, but I
commercials.
haven't seen that
I can
movie
pull
since
it
I
up
saw it
on-
in the theater. No, don't.
Then we go into the bathtub room,
Yeah, so they're running from the arms. They go into the bathroom.
and then we notice one has blood in it.
It's the
Yeah, so okay,
it's the
so
bathtub.
Lance jumps behind a bathtub that's on its side,
Yes.
right? And then he peeks over to the bathtub where the girl killed herself in, and it's full of fucking blood.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Smokey Matt just starts wandering over there. And
Yeah,
is
he
like,
walks
"Oh,
over there,
blood."
and TC goes to grab him and get him back,
And then kills
the
himself
TC's a
later.
girl.
good dude. TC's a good dude.
TC's solid, man. I love TC, but this is the last time we ever see TC.
Yeah.
Because the girl that killed herself in there pops up, scares the fuck out of Todd, and grabs TC, and then they drop the camera. They dump the.
Oh, he gets
The camera
pulled into
falls
the
on
blood.
the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, yeah. He gets
and we
pulled
don't-
into it.
We just hear it.
And
so
going
we don't-
back, TC dies in a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they dump the tub over. All the
But
blood
we
goes
don't
on the
see
floor,
this, and this is when I love found footage because we
Oh,
just
yeah, we
see,
don't see this.
we hear it all, and then all of a sudden a bunch of blood just splashes all over the place.
Yeah.
and then we look back and we see that the tub has
On its
been
side.
knocked over and all
Yeah,
the blood
absolutely.
spilled out, and TC is
and both the
gone.
girl and
Because
TC are
Lance
gone.
knocks over the tub
Yeah.
to get TC out, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Lance is gone."
Yeah,
Right,
This is where Lance takes a turn.
things start to get real.
he gets a little ridiculous,
Well, he's only left with Sasha and Matt.
and Matt's
Third
crazy.
wheel in it.
Yeah, because Houston's dead, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
know
Yeah.
that. No one even mentions his name
No.
for
No,
the
they
rest
don't.
of the
They've
movie.
just forgotten.
They
him.
do what Craig T. Nelson should have done in the Poltergeist. They're like, Houston who?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Daughter
Fuck his
Schmotter.
band. Yeah. Oh my God.
Whoa.
Jen laughed so hard she almost fell out of her chair.
I think
That's
she was,
not why I'm.
Yeah, 'cause I'm that funny.
she was manipulated by ghosts.
I bet Kiss and Tell was a band in the 80s. I want to
It
Google
had
this.
to have been.
It's
some kind of
definitely
band.
something.
It's airbrushed.
Like,
Lance
so
is sad. He's the third wheel.
Now TC is gone.
Sasha, her mental
Sasha.
health may have deteriorated by this point.
Yes, because there's one point when she says, I think there's something wrong with me. She probably got infected because those ghosts didn't wash their hands before they scratched hello on her back.
It's
Staph
so
or
dumb
something.
that they wrote hello.
Hello,
Hello.
is it me you're looking for? As I see that you're a ghost. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is when we
Yeah.
gave Todd a break and we paused it.
we had to
paused it, and so we're watching this on Amazon. And if you have Amazon Prime, you know how
Oh,
it'll show
yeah. It'll
all
show the
characters
actors.
in the
Yeah,
screen
yeah. And,
And
one of
so-
them was called Tongueless.
and looked
And,
like a demon face.
Yeah, and I was like, who the fuck is that? Guys, they go to the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Wait,
whole
hold on,
plan
let's
is.
go back. Lance Preston's big idea is be like, do you know what time it is? It's time to try the elevator.
It's elevator
Yeah.
o'clock.
It's
Time.
elevator o'clock. And so he's like, we're going to go down the
Everyone go down
elevator
the
shafts
elevator.
to the murder tunnel dungeon area.
yeah, because the whole time he's been trying to talk everybody into going into the basement subtunnels.
Yeah.
And TC's still alive, so he's like,
No.
fuck you, that's a
Yeah.
terrible idea.
Yeah, I'd rather just camp out in this
Because
normal
TC's
hallway.
the only person I wanted to live.
Right.
I wanted everyone
he
else
had
to
a
die.
child. Like, he had a backstory.
I know.
Yeah, so they get to the elevator
Right,
shaft.
and Lance Preston's like, I'm going to to go find something to like jerry the door open.
Yeah.
And so he goes off,
gets a
finds a
weapon.
gurney, and grabs his bar off the gurney, and then he sees
And
a
they see
tongue.
This is when we pause it
hung on
because
the
Todd's like,
floor.
I need a break.
I need a break.
I need a break. So anyway, so he sees like a tongue on the floor,
And then blood dripping
like
onto
3
it.
or 4 stops of blood, like right in front of it.
And then he looks
he
up.
looks up, and Tongueless is right there. And
Tongueless
it's fucking
hereditary.
Yeah.
Real creepy.
It is
Oh, yeah.
super fucking weird. And then he screams, and I screamed. I think this is the spot
recorded this
where you
too.
put the video up.
Yeah.
And
This is one of the scariest parts of the movie.
It is.
And he runs back to the elevator.
They close the door on him, and
Yeah.
Duckface and Lance are trying. I should probably stop calling her Duckface.
Oh, you've been calling her a slut the entire thing, but Duckface is over the
such a
line.
step up from what
Yeah.
you've been calling her.
Yeah.
I called her by her name, like
Yeah.
my mom taught me.
Because I respect women. All right, so
Tell your
Sasha.
friends.
Sasha.
Ladies. Mikey respects the ladies.
I will learn your first name.
Last name, bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Optional.
Some names are hard. All right. So anyway, they close the door.
Wasn't there another ghost that appears soon?
No. So he gets back there. They don't close the door yet.
And Lance is pretty balling because he's not even that scared of Tongueless.
No, he runs in there. He opens the elevator, and
They
then
close the door.
They hear the sound.
Then they hear the sound.
Yeah, then they hear the sound of Tongueless coming to the hallway, and he
Yeah.
walks over to the thing, and Tongueless jumps on. This
I thought it was
scared
a
the
different.
fuck
I
out
thought
of
it was
me.
a
No.
different ghost. Was
It's the
it
same guy. It was Tongueless
It's
again.
Tongueless.
So and then Lance gets him off him, I guess, and they close the door. And this is
Against
when
him.
They're
Matt.
struggling against the door. Sasha
Matt-
snaps out of it to help Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lance and Sasha are holding the door, and Matt walks over to the open elevator shaft and just like falls down
he
it.
gets the
He
camera
gets the camera
first.
and
Yes.
points it at
And he's-
Lance and Sasha.
And then he stares at it and
Starts
he starts
laughing, yeah.
giggle laughing.
The giggle laugh cry.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's creepy. And then
yeah.
he walks over to the elevator shaft and just skeets all the way
Oh
down.
my god, we're back. Are we back to this?
Oh my god.
We've never left.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so then he just
Yeah, he
slow
just-
motion falls into the elevator shaft and dies.
Yeah. It's
So anyway, Lance and Sasha crawl down the elevator shaft like idiots.
Which is like the dumbest idea. Like,
yeah.
I know.
Lance is like, I've wanted to go to the basement all movie. Please come with
Yeah.
me.
Right.
Sasha's like,
No.
okay.
Yeah, whatever.
And this is where I wrote down in 20 seconds, Todd said, I don't trust you, movie. Yo, she got a nice butt.
Yeah.
Well, she does.
As they're
well,
climbing
they're
down
coming
the
elevator
ladder.
shaft.
She's crying and there's tears dripping down her face as she climbs down the
Yeah.
ladder. And Todd's like,
Yo, she got a nice
she got a
butt.
nice ass.
Yo, I'm still a man, all right? I was scared, but also a bit horny.
That's how you were distracting yourself from
Scorny.
your
God,
Twitter.
I was corny.
Who hurt
Corny?
you, Todd?
Yeah, scorny.
Scorny.
Scorny. That's what I said.
Scorny.
Yeah.
I think that needs to go on a
Well,
condom.
thank God Lance.
Steven, can you help us out?
Yeah. So anyway, so they
So now we're
are
in the
they
evil
are now
hallway
in the
tunnels.
evil dungeon hallway tunnel murder place.
And they
yeah.
realize that this genius plan has gone awry.
No, because he's an idiot.
Exactly, because
But
the
he still
exact
has the pole.
he
that
still does.
Yes.
Because the exact same thing has happened now. They're just wandering around in these tunnels
Yes.
and they can't they can't
And they
even
go on
find the
forever.
elevator shaft.
Well,
to
and we
get
also
back
see
up.
Sasha on the ground throwing up blood.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where you see.
Yeah.
She
Todd
regrets the
mentioned
decision. Oh, God. I was going to make a movie-related comment, but then you just ruined. Like, she regrets the decision climbing in the tunnel so much, she throws up blood.
Yeah.
And then Todd's like, look at that cleavage.
She's
Yeah.
got some nice cleaves.
can't see it all because of the blood on the camera that she just popped out of her lungs.
I do have weird fetishes.
Todd's not discerning.
Yeah, listen, I
take
can
it.
see what I can see, baby.
Yeah.
It weirded me out. I mean, Jen and I were like freaked out a little bit, and then you're like, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then I
Yeah.
was freaked out more.
That's what it's like to watch these movies with him.
Anyway, so then you see Sasha and Lance like sort of holding each other while they're like
and
laying
we
down.
notice the timestamp at the bottom is
It's now just going
Oh,
fucking
because
nuts.
they left a static camera down in
Yes.
the basement. Smokey Matt never got it.
Yeah.
No, he didn't make it there. The smoke comes.
The smoke comes.
And then it covers them. And then as the smoke disappears,
She Disney
Sasha's
princesses
gone.
into the air.
Yeah.
Which I think is the lamest death of the movie.
Yes.
Or is it a death?
Does she come back?
She does not come back.
Spoilers.
All right. Well, you asked. You're the worst. Does she come back? No. Spoilers. God. You just like
I
set a
know.
trap for him.
She evaporates
Yeah.
just like women in my love life.
After they cough
Mikey
blood all
is
over the
single, ladies.
But but damaged.
Oh, so be gentle, guys.
Like Lance Preston in a basement.
Speaking of Lance Preston, so he's the only one left, and he starts to lose his fucking mind.
He does, and he's just wandering around.
Yeah, he mentions he's been walking straight for an
hours, days.
Yeah.
And then he records. He says, "What do you want from me?" and leaves it recording. And then he plays it back, and he hears himself, "What do you want from me?" And then you hear like laughing and screaming.
No,
and
I think it was the voices of all of the crew.
Yeah. I think you might be right.
Okay, shit, I didn't realize that.
Because I think it was Sasha's voice I heard, and then like maybe TC's, and then like crying.
Just them laughing.
Yeah.
And crying?
I think
Makeup's
there's some
not.
screaming, and Matt's laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's real. Not
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Makeup
you
didn't
also
make the
see
tape,
him
though.
kill a squirrel. You also
Yeah,
see
makeup's
rat.
on the tape, so
No.
he's alive.
Yeah.
Oh, or they just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, this guy, we need.
like,
They're like, they
dude.
forgot to pay him for like day 3, so like, you like just throw him down a hall, never mention him again.
That's like a stunt dummy.
Or so we see him kill and eat a rat, which is the grossest shit
dude,
ever.
Yeah, what'd you say? It went to Castaway immediately
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
like smashes him with this pole, which kind of creeped me out a little
Yeah,
bit
he
more
does.
because it seemed like it wasn't smashing it with a pole.
I wasn't even thinking that. Were you thinking that?
That's what I said.
Is that what you were thinking?
You didn't catch it. Only Jen caught it.
So anyway, he's walking in the hallway. He finds a door.
Yeah.
There's more scenes of him. He's like,
Oh, no, he also.
because there's like he laughs and then like the ghosts laugh and
Yeah.
like they're really fucking with him.
Yeah, and then he looks at the camera and he says, "Fuck you," which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. He's telling us to go fuck ourselves.
You watching this?
It's like he wanted this, which he's the one who.
I'm
Lance
doing this for
wanted
you.
this.
Right. Yeah, Lance.
Yeah,
Nobody's
Lance.
buying
It's your
it.
fucking fault, Lance.
I know. You wanted to go to this ghost
Fuck
asylum.
you. There was a ghost in my room when I was a kid.
I suddenly
I'm
realized
obsessed.
my house was haunted.
So that it goes into that in the sequel.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, you're interested.
I am.
I'm
yeah,
not.
I really liked this
I'm
movie.
not interested.
We'll watch the sequel.
This movie will stick with me for like a week, at least a week. I will sleep with the lights on in my room for a week at least.
I mean, I always sleep with the TV on.
I will close the door in my room. Like it'll be.
Will you check under the bed?
Yes,
Were you checking the bathtub?
for sure. I probably will.
Okay, so he finds the door to the
That's
neurology
right.
The
dungeon.
door to the dungeon.
To
Yeah.
the neurology dungeon. And then we see, I just wrote down rooms with terrible things
Yeah.
because it's
Will
like
they find that book?
they find, but they
No.
first,
You have to go
we-
through because it's all abandoned and haunted housey
Yes.
looking.
Yeah.
It's like the creepiest shit because
It's
we
where they do
see,
the lobotomies.
like all of the chains.
Lobotomies? Not lumbotomies. It's not a dance.
Lobotomy.
Well, then you're like, this can't be a legit hospital room because there's chains where you hang people.
yeah,
Like you're
Yeah.
saying,
there are
which is super
chains with
creepy.
hooks hanging from them.
Oh, some bad
Yeah.
shit was going
There's
down there. I mean, like,
pictures of people like
Being
got,
dissected.
Yeah, like open and like their skin's been peeled off.
Which I didn't know if those were the our group or other people.
Yeah,
It's hard to tell.
it is.
Like, was that TC?
no.
But the guy looked like Matt. The other guy looked just like Matt.
Fair enough. He sees this horrible haunted dungeon place.
Yeah,
He
and-
sees like a.
a skull in
It's not a
quite
pentagram,
pentagram,
but
it's
it's like-
a quadragram
It okay. Yeah, that works because it's four-sided.
or a rectangle, if you
No,
will.
but it's got like
It's a demon summoning thingy
Yeah.
with a human skull inside.
yeah,
We've all
and then he
seen
sees
it.
the book. The
We've all been
yeah,
there.
it's like that one.
Another part of this movie I love because it doesn't hit yourself over the head with its lore and stuff. So like he
Right,
wasn't
right.
a legit doctor.
Right.
He was doing demonic stuff with it.
yeah.
He's just kind of fucked. Yeah, I was almost annoyed by that. I was like, I don't know if we need demon
So,
possession.
but
Couldn't
he-
he just be like a curious Nazi doctor? He looks at the books. He opens
He looks
them
at
up.
the books first.
There are runes in them.
Yeah.
Which I read some translation of the runes, and it's like some mundane stuff. It's like I tried something new one day, and it worked out okay.
It's just hello over and over again.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it ruined you're looking for?
Nice. 'Cause I see them in your book, and it's covered with skin. And now there are surgeons chasing me. I have to look again, 'cause I see it in your eyes, that ice pick that got your brain.
He just turns around. There's a clay head of Sasha's head.
Holy shit! Someone make that like a thing.
I just got that.
Yeah. Welcome to the conversation.
Everybody starts dancing on the ceiling, and it's party time.
That's how the movie ends. It ends on a high note.
Lionel Richie loves this movie,
And
guys.
then Lance falls in love with the blind ghost.
With a blind ghost. Patrick Swayze with 2 eye patches on.
But he's dead.
He's been dead the whole time.
He's a ghost.
This is horrible. But my favorite joke around the time Patrick Swayze died was, "Oh, did you hear they started filming Ghost 2?"
Oh,
I just snorted on that.
that's
Didn't hear that.
terrible.
So
Swayze.
he's looking through the books. He looks over the operating room theater table, and there's no one there. He looks back at the book, and he looks back at the operating theater table.
Well, he doesn't look. He turns the camera.
Sure. But that's what we
It's
see,
the-
right?
his
Yeah.
point
And
of
then
view
you
shot.
see 3 people operating on someone.
2 nurses.
Yeah,
Old-timey
old-timey
operating.
people.
Yeah, and
And
a
then they
surgeon.
look up.
Ghosts.
And then
he
one
looks
walks
back,
towards him.
The camera, he goes, "Arr," in the camera.
Oh,
and
he
then
trips on the
turns.
skull.
Yeah.
He trips
And then
on
we
us.
look up, and old-timey doctor's in his face and
Yes.
gets it.
Yes.
And then the camera hits the floor, and we see caring for the mentally ill or something, mental health.
Yeah, they're the books. They're the
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
the
yeah.
non-ruined
academic-
books. Yeah.
Yeah, the normal books. The,
Yeah.
The message
decoy
of this movie
books.
was like mental health treatment is just as bad as demonic books.
I don't
Yeah.
know if that was the message, but yeah, that's what you took
I mean,
from
I
it.
think that's Tom Cruise's message, right?
You are now
Oh, I
labeled
know.
a subversive person by the Church of Scientology.
I know.
See, Sasha received. She cleared her thetons and disappeared.
Thetans.
I've
Yeah.
never said the word out loud.
I've only read that
read
word.
about it.
I've only read that word.
But then so we hear him say, "I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not crazy. Help me."
Yeah, well then it cuts to him talking to the camera again.
Yeah, he's got
like signing off in the show all slow and all
He's been
like
lobotomy.
Yeah. And then scene.
Yeah, and scene.
This movie's fucking terrifying. I hated it.
Yeah, I did love the
I
way they signed off,
love
though.
this movie.
Oh, dude, I loved it too. This was awesome.
Ugh, that's a
And
hard
I
no
liked
for
the
me,
way it
dog.
ended too, because what I was thinking is we were gonna go back to like businessman at the very
Right,
beginning
right.
and say how they found all the footage and what they did with it and how they edited it together, and we didn't.
They save all that for the sequel.
Oh, really?
So let's talk box office. So the production budget on this. Do you guys want to guess what the production budget on this is?
$20.
Now I couldn't find.
$200,000.
I couldn't. You're close. I couldn't find any actual like the numbers or Box Office Mojo information on this movie because it really didn't get too much of a theatrical release. But its Wikipedia page does have it, so it's Wikipedia. I don't know how hard these numbers are, but it said the production budget was $120,000.
Plus the 20 they
I think they
passed
did
to
a
Javier.
fantastic job.
So $120,000.
I get it. I get that joke. That's the best joke of the night.
$20. Yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm the funny one.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know it
But
was a movie.
They say.
That scene was real.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it may have been because that dude was not a good actor. But honestly,
He wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he plays it right. If he is an
Right.
actor, he plays it right. He made the right choices. So they say the box office on this, and again, this is Wikipedia, so it may be nothing like close to this, but they say it was $5.4 million that it made.
Well, they did a good job.
Yeah,
I'm
they made
surprised
it-
they didn't make more movies.
They made it. They did make more movies.
They made one more.
They made
a
no, they
sequel.
didn't. They made Grave Encounters 2. They made Extraterrestrial. They made
Which I've
It
heard is
Stains
good.
the Sands
I've
Red.
watched that. What's the other one?
It Stains the Sands Red and What Keeps You Alive.
Modern Horrors has talked about it.
These
since
guys
the
are
Sands
still
Red.
working. Like
They
they're
are. The Vicious Brothers.
yeah, they're still working.
Yeah.
They haven't really quite got as much
Traction.
traction
Yeah.
as they have with the Grave Encounter stuff, but they're still working. They're still doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
thought
it-
this movie looked fantastic for $120,000.
I did too.
And now I don't know if that budget is accurate. It probably was low.
Well,
So
and because when it's found footage, it can be low
Yeah.
because most of the cameras you're using are just like the ones that the actors are using. you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like that's where a Blair Witch Project was
But the
so
sets were
successful.
so good. Like it really was believable as like
It's a single
rundown
location.
asylum.
and we know how some of you guys hate single location movies,
Right.
But yeah, so like that is that is the box office. Like it,
But
Right.
the effects, like the ghosts look ghosts.
yeah,
They do.
They
yeah.
do.
And there's not that many of them, but when you do see them, like they made them really good.
There's
But there's
really only-
more than most movies though.
There are, especially more than most found footage.
How many
movies.
like? There's 2 ghosts.
There's super small cast, single location.
Yeah.
You really, yeah. The
Fucking
effects
terrifying.
Are really what you pay your money for because
Yeah.
none of these are known actors either. You know.
No, and but they're fine. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they do. It's bad acting until they're scared. So like at the very
But
beginning, I was
it's-
like, this is a poorly acted movie.
No, that's why I picked it up.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought you would be like, this
But
movie
it's
is
intentionally
stupid.
bad acting.
Yeah.
No, I agree, but I didn't
Okay.
see that until they got scared. I was like, oh no, these
Right.
guys are actually pretty good actors.
Right,
Yeah.
and the scares are when I think it's arguably harder. You know, because you have to
Probably,
have
yeah.
realistic.
And they were convincingly
Because
scary.
I
Or
can just-
scared. Sorry.
yeah.
They were conventionally douchebaggy.
Yeah.
yeah.
And bad actors. Like
Yeah.
they were very good at playing bad actors.
Yeah, it's like they're always winking to the camera, you know.
Oh
or
well,
giving like a
Preston is
smirky
still
smirk.
winking at the camera, like to this day.
Yeah.
And some say he's still winking at the camera.
in the eye that didn't get stabbed with the ice pick.
Let's talk Jen Fun's facts.
Jen's fun facts, and guys, there's not a ton of fun facts because there's not a lot out there
Because
on
Jen's
this
not
movie.
very fun.
Yeah.
Jen's fun facts.
Yeah, okay, so really the only
You
one.
can
This was
say
filmed over 10 nights In 2
Only
days.
10 nights?
10 nights,
Jesus,
yeah.
well done.
I know. Yeah, man.
That makes me really think they were just like, we can't pay Houston anymore. We got to fucking kill him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
What do? Just throw him down a
Or-
hall and like take a flashlight.
Honestly, I do think Houston was probably like sexually harassing Sasha. So they're like, we got to get Sasha to a safe location, get him away from
It
Houston.
does feel like he's separated from the group pretty early,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
no one acknowledges
Yeah.
him. Like he may have been in a different movie.
Is he in the
just wandering
sequel?
around. I think he just lives in that
I'm
asylum.
not telling you. What if the sequel is just Houston?
It's just Houston. It follows his band
He
Kiss and
wakes
Tell
up in the
around.
hall and he's like,
We
I'm
find
still
out-
here.
We find out what happened with his audition.
Yeah.
And then he is in the band Kiss and Tell.
Yeah, he's just like the lead singer Kiss and Tell. They're touring the East Coast. Like,
He wakes up in the asylum and on his back is written goodbye.
Aw.
oh,
no, or-
God.
Kiss and Tell.
Oh, gross.
This asylum was, I wrote down the actual name.
Is it
of
an actual asylum?
It is an actual
Okay.
asylum, and they
creepy.
filmed episodes
no.
of the X-Files there and
Okay.
Watchmen. They filmed there too,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
which I haven't seen Watchmen.
The
They
movie?
wanted,
It's not good.
yeah, I think I quit. I rage quit at about 20 minutes in or something.
When I
It
saw
is a
the
long movie.
when I saw Blue Dick, I was out.
Have you seen
Carrie
Avatar?
always is the only
Yeah.
blue dick I like.
Well done.
Oh yeah.
The Footless Wonder.
Okay, so one thing they did, the Vicious Brothers did say, is they wanted this to be less subtle than most found footage, and I think they
I
succeeded.
think they did a great
Yeah.
job with that.
Yeah,
Me
because
too.
they wanted the demons to actually run
It's
at
not
you.
a
Yeah.
terrible movie.
No.
Oh, I think it's a great movie. It's for
I
what
get why
it is,
people
it's
who hate
really well
themselves
done.
like this movie.
Yeah.
I hated this
I don't
movie.
hate myself.
I know. I just people who
mean-
like scary shit will like this movie.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
This
'Cause
was
it's really
way
well done.
It
too.
tickles a lot of like I like horror movies that take other things and like there's a parody of them into a horror. There is a horror movie that parodies House Hunters.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
So
yeah,
stupid.
was it Hell House LLC?
I think so. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I've heard that it's really good, but
It's
that the
good.
second one is terrible.
I haven't seen the second one.
Like, but I'm very scared. But let's just do scary scale because let's just talk about it. So,
yeah.
Jen, explain the scary scale.
So the scary scale is our ranking of how scared we were when we watched this movie today. It's not a ranking of how good we thought the movie was. It's how scared we were today when we were watching it, which
Right.
for Todd and I was the first time we'd ever seen
Yes.
it. All right, Todd, what you got?
No, I would give us a 9. This is not as scary for me as Hereditary was, but this is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
This was
Yeah.
very scary.
Awesome.
And that doesn't surprise me because this is the kind of thing that I think
It is.
would really
so
scare
I
you.
hate jump scares, and this had some very, very terrifying jump scares. The only jump scare that didn't scare me too much was the hand, the arms through the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah,
stuff.
that didn't really
That
bother
didn't
me
really
that
scare me
It
that
just
much.
freaked you out.
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah.
freaky, but it wasn't scary.
The
And
whole
I
movie
think they
just
could've-
feels real creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said at one point, I don't trust this movie. And I feel like they did
Yeah.
a really good job, especially with all the hallways. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know terrible things are going to happen, but you don't know what's going to be behind any corner. And I think part of that is because they don't really set up a whole lot of story about what's happening in the asylum. Like, we hear about the doctor and we hear about Suicide Girl, but we hear about the girl who committed suicide. That's not like a story. Like, these
Right.
people are following them around, and this is the clue that it's that guy. It's just scary shit that's showing up,
Yeah,
you know?
fuck it.
And that's why you don't feel safe. But it gives you enough seeds to kind of project the story that you
And I
want.
like,
onto
I like
it.
they do it like that. They do the seeds with the cast.
Uh-huh.
And then I love ghost, like haunted house
I
kind
do
of
too.
scary movies.
I
And
hate
there's
them.
not enough of them.
I agree. Not enough good ones.
Right.
Yeah. Because a
So-
lot of them are just really lame.
Like slasher films are different. They're not as scary as like
slasher.
I
Yeah,
love
honestly,
I love slasher films.
I think,
But yeah, I don't think
but
they're-
scary scale may bore this out if we look through it. I bet I rate these types of movies higher than slashers.
Yes.
Just because slashers there's some logic to them, there are rules to them.
Yeah.
And there are no rules to shit like this.
No, and part of it too is I feel like the entire movie you're waiting for a jump scare.
Yeah,
Because you
I
know
fucking hate it.
it's
You're on
gonna-
the edge of your seat the whole time, but not like in a good way. Not like,
Right.
Well,
not
you
like
jump scared 5 minutes in where he's like, let's clean the camera off.
Yeah,
Right, because it just puts you on edge because you don't trust it. You don't know what's
yeah,
going to happen.
it's the
Yeah.
worst. So,
Yeah.
Mikey, what would you give us on a scary scale of 1 to 10?
I still found it scary. And I was noticing more things. Like I was
Yeah.
putting more dots together. I think I've only seen this like 3 times. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh God,
Jeez.
that's way low.
No.
All right, Jen.
For
What do you?
today, right?
Yeah,
The
for-
first time I
Yes.
saw it, it was a 10.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Jen?
I think I'm going to have to give it an 8.
Okay,
I think. I don't know, maybe a 9.
8.5.
You got more freaked out than I thought you
No,
were.
I'm going to give it a 9.
All right, Do it.
And I really enjoyed it. It's the kind of scared that I really like to be. Like,
I don't understand that at all. Like, what happened to you that makes you want to watch these kind of movies?
Oh,
I told
it's
you what
going to be
happened
in
to
the
me.
book, Todd.
It's, like, there's some
we're
trauma
gonna-
we're
How
going to
much
talk
time
about.
do we have here?
Yeah. And like after this, when Todd was too scared to go to the bathroom, I was like, "This isn't
I forgot
real."
about that.
Like how? Because this is the kind of scared that I can let go of. What?
Well, he said I forgot about that, and I was like, well, someone's going to have to walk me out of the bathroom when we're done with this.
Okay, so we got a 5, a 9, and a 9. I'm trying to.
You were more scared than I thought you were.
I was really scared. I feel like if I hadn't been recording Todd for some of it, I would
Yeah.
have been more scared. But yeah,
If Todd wasn't here, I would have been more scared. Watching Todd watch this movie made me way less scared. But watching you watch this movie brought me back to the first time I watched this movie because
yeah.
I was freaked out.
it was
Yeah.
really fun.
Believe me, I understand.
Because I didn't know anything about this movie, and I thought it was real dumb the first 30 minutes, and I like settled into like, this is a dumb horror movie, and then it scared the shit
and then
out of
it
me.
Yeah.
turns.
Yeah. It grips it and rips it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you thought we were bad actors? Wait.
Yeah.
It's
Guys,
that time.
it is that time for a mug giveaway. So you guys know the deal. If you've left us a text review, we also captured your name, so we know what name to draw out of the mug. So guys,
Yeah.
if you haven't left us a review and you're not in the giveaway, make sure you leave us a text review.
5
Can be
stars.
super short, can be super long, just
Jen
needs
is
to be a text
hilarious.
review, right? Or Todd is hilarious. Like the most recent one does say Todd's
That's
very
right.
funny.
Yeah,
so
you're on a little bit of a
nail it.
wave of people.
Well, I mean, let's just be honest with you. I crush it on the daily. Anyway, guys, we're about to draw one name out of the mug. This person has, I'm going to say they have a month to get back to us on that they won the mug and have us send them to them.
Hey, your name will expire.
So, guys, Jen's going to pull out the name and read the name, and this person has 30 days from when you hear this to claim the mug.
A muggy mug.
And these are exclusive mugs. These are not
They
the mugs
are.
that are for sale in our store.
Yeah.
These are exclusive mugs that you can't buy anywhere. And the winner of the mug is who, Jen?
Olmsted 13.
Olmsted 13,
Woo!
congrats. Reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Horror Virgin to claim your mug.
Oh, your mug. Yeah.
So, Jen, what are we doing next?
Okay, so it's the week of Thanksgiving.
Right.
So we decided to celebrate families coming together.
Right.
Yeah, and having a good old fun time.
Nice. Is it
At
gonna be
the
like
dinner
a
table?
Are we watching like a Peanuts type?
Oh yeah, there's like pumpkin pie and everybody's
Oh, nice.
happy.
I do love
And
pumpkin pie.
then, well, I don't want to spoil it. We're watching You're Next.
Ugh.
That's next.
Nice.
Woo! If you want to stream it, it's available to rent on Amazon. But this is a great one. If you want to buy it, you will not be wasting your money. So go for it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
love
quite a
it.
compliment. So, Mikey, let's talk. Tell them where they can find you online.
Because apparently he's got like 7,000 followers,
On
right?
the Facebook.
Don't go to Facebook. The Facebook's what are you 80?
You have my LinkedIn.
No. What? Tell them what your Instagram and Twitter are.
Oh, I don't use Twitter a lot.
You're on Instagram a lot. 'cause
I'm
you-
on Instagram. It's
Mikey has an adorable dog, and I see pictures of him all the time. Or I guess it's a her all the time.
yeah,
on
her name's Macy. She's a
Instagram.
1-year-old yellow lab.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
My Instagram is basically her, and then I review some movies.
Yeah. What is your Instagram?
Oh, it's at mrandolph24.
yes.
RANDOLPH.
Then the number is 24.
The number is 24.
Right.
2 and 4, just in case you're confused.
And that is Jen Ferratu on Instagram and Twitter, and I am.
She
at
won't
Todd
follow you back.
Aww.
I was coming on this podcast and I followed Jen to learn about her before I
Right.
came and talked to her.
Right.
And she's like, no.
Nah, I just sent
She's
you
like,
a thumbs up back.
No. Yeah.
I'm at Todd J Awesome on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Can you spell that for us?
At
please?
Todd J Awesome. That's how you spell it. It's really Todd Jawsome, but I like
Todd
to say
Jawsome.
Todd
What's the
J
J
Awesome.
stand for?
So Todd Awesome was already taken. Some motherfuckers sitting on Todd Awesome on Twitter, and they're not using it. They haven't tweeted since like 2015.
They're saving that domain.
That's not
Until
a
they-
domain. That's a handle. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we're part of the Modern Horrors Podcast Network, and of course you can listen to a lot of great podcasts on that network, including ours.
And the Final Girls and Death, Dying, and Other Things.
Right.
Check
And if
them
you're
out.
so if you're listening to us in the Modern Horrors Podcast feed, remember to subscribe to our podcast. That way you get it 2 days earlier because we
No
release our
horror.
episodes on Monday. If you're listening to us in their feed, you're getting it on Wednesday, and you're not up to date on all, I guess, the jokes, really.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey, thank you so much for being on the
Yes,
podcast.
thank
It was a lot of
you.
fun. We'll have to
I
have
had
you
a great
back.
time.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I would love to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Watch the sequel to this.
We'll see.
Oh, I'm out. All right.
I'm just, I'm just kidding.
Many women have said that after 3 hours.
Well, if you keep locking them in podlofts and insane asylums, what do you expect?
Well, we'll see you guys
not
next
what we're
week. From
supposed
all
to
of us
do.
here at the Horror Virgin, I am Todd.
I'm Jen.
We'll see you next week.
Mwah, ha, 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 ha.
Bye.